From the north, the east, west, and south, there's something in the air. The sights and sounds of Christmas, something new and something fair. So tonight, sit back and join us as the K-Mac family brings to you a Merry Christmas special from all of us to all of you.
During the holidays, thoughts turn to those special family memories. But what about tomorrow's memories?
I'm Bill Poteet, president of Methodist Hospital. This year, give your loved ones the gift of quality health care with value care. Only Methodist offers folks 65 and over so much for so little, only $30 a year. To find out more, call this number.
Value Care of Methodist Hospital, and now available at these fine area hospitals.
People just like you plan to remodel their homes, including 3.5 million kitchens and 5.6 million bathrooms just for starters. If you have remodeling in mind, remember Fields & Company and NewTone. NewTone assures you of quality and dependability with just the right touch of beauty you'll be proud to have in your home. For remodeling ideas and free brochures on NewTone products, come to Fields & Company's Living Center, 4th and Avenue O.
They've never had a shoe sale like this before.
It's the wall-to-wall ladies' shoe sale at Jones Robert Shoes. Every pair in the store is now on sale and marked way down. All auditions and hush puppies as low as $19.99. Soft spot casuals as low as $24.99. All revelations now $18.99. All kangaroo weather boots $19.99. Evening sandals now $29.99. All quality footwear save as never before. It's wall-to-wall. Every pair in the store now marked down at Jones Robert Shoes, Caprock Center, 50th at Elgin.
And now, a K-Mac Christmas Eve from our family to yours.
You're doing a great job. You're going to catch us all on fire, but you're doing a great job. Good evening. Merry Christmas.
And I guess we should say Happy Hanukkah on this very special night.
We're going to forego all the rules tonight and concentrate on the sights and the sounds that make this everyone's favorite season.
And you know, this Christmas season, everyone is just in a joyous mood. Of course, the state economy is on the rebound, and Christmas shoppers galore out early this year, even before the day after Thanksgiving, which traditionally has been the busiest shopping day of the year.
But not on this night, because all is quiet. You can't even hear a mouse walking through the mall.
You can almost hear the echoes in the empty quarters at the South Plains Mall, and Keith Williams heard them also.
Things start to get a little spooky as the shops close on another shopping season. The big stores shut their big glass doors with an ease and grace that contradicts that panicky feeling you always get with last-minute Christmas shopping.
Christmas Eve, peace on earth, except maybe right here at the shopping malls. Every year it seems I get assigned the last-minute Christmas shopping story. Apparently they must think I have some kind of a system worked out. My only secret is I let my sister do most of the shopping.
But I come with my daughters, and I'm waiting on them patiently.
So what you're doing now?
They're doing their last-minute shopping. In fact, they've just started.
Do you have any strategy for doing your Christmas shopping?
Well, no, I just usually get a good idea of what everybody wants and just go get it, you know. Whereas my wife, she likes to go all over the place and then pick from everywhere she went.
Yeah. How do the kids work out with this whole thing? They're kind of a handful, I guess.
Yeah, a couple of handfuls, yeah.
And if you have a handful, there's always the handoff strategy to the shopping partner. Some folks bring their own transportation. Others get a free ride and a little push to do their last-minute shopping. There is, of course, a lot of walking, a lot of looking for just the right gift, the right color, the right size. Any way you look at it, though, this last-minute stuff is a drag.
The Christmas season carries with it a lot of meaning and tradition, but perhaps the one word that would sum up the Christmas spirit is sharing.
We really tried to emphasize that during this past month. We have really worked hard at showing you people doing things for other people, such as Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus at Santaland.
And our Toys for Tots campaign with the Marine Corps.
You'll see both of those a little bit later in this special. We even got into the spirit a little more than normal by putting together a merry band of carolers. We went to the pediatric ward at Methodist Hospital in John Knox Village, and we're pretty good. Hey, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. good, huh?
What do you call that?
Singing. I mean, that's not fair. We're not the Maines brothers.
No, you're not.
Yeah, but they don't let you sing with them either.
No, I'm not allowed to.
And that's why we didn't want you singing with us. But, hey, when the Maines brothers get together, they know how to do Christmas right.
That's right. Every year, usually the Sunday before Christmas, our families all get together, and all the children and all the adults. The children draw names and they exchange gifts, and the adults draw names and we exchange gifts also. There are about 20 of us now with all the young ones that have come along, and we just have a good time. We eat dinner and have a lot of fellowship, and then afterwards there's always a song.
Coming up, a Christmas tale from Bob Nash and a trip to Santa Land. Stay with us.
Hello from all of us at Gene Messer Ford. We'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for your business and continued patronage during this past year. The holiday season is a very special time of year for all of us at Gene Messer Ford, and we hope equally special for you. So on behalf of Gene and Carlene Messer, the entire Gene Messer Ford staff, and myself, have a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous and happy New Year.
I just got married.
Who do you trust more, your husband or TV Guide?
Well, it's a toss-up.
The best thing on television.
Chivo's wishes you the very best of holidays. May the spirit touch you in 1,000 different ways. Christmas is a time for children, families, and friends, when memories of the good old days of Christmas live again. Happy holidays from Chivo's, the kind of store you remember.
Every time you charge your gasoline at Phillips 66, you pay the same low price as cash. Phillips 66, cash or credit, same low price.
Season's greetings to you and your family From all of us at Allen Henry Insurance, the home of reliable insurance protection for over 40 years.
We now continue with a K-Mac Christmas Eve.
Cookies.
Merry Christmas, Scott.
Well, Merry Christmas, Val. And Merry Christmas, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. We're having a lot of fun this Christmas, but remember how much fun we had when we were kids just a couple of years ago.
A couple of years ago. Now, I think we're stretching it just a little bit.
Well, speak for yourself, Scott.
But I do remember tearing open those gifts and eating all of Mom's special baked goods. Actually, Val, yours are a little bit better.
Well, thank you, Scott. What I remember most about Christmas is my mom and dad reading to all the kids underneath the Christmas tree. Well, in the K-Mac family, Bob Nash has that job all wrapped up.
This story was written on the southwestern frontier not too many years ago. And this is the way it was back out here where we live. It was a cold Christmas Eve on the southwestern plain, and the north wind was blowing through a broke window pane. In that sod shanty shack, far from home, warmth and care, shivered two lonely cowboys, such a scraggly pair. They crowded the fireplace where the flames flickered low from smoldering embers that heated too slow. Then came a knock at the door, a bang on the wall. Over the sound of the storm, they heard a voice call. "Please open the door and let me in. I'm near froze to death and chilled to the skin." The door was unbolted and then opened wide, and a fat little old man quickly jumped inside. There was frost on his whiskers, and there was ice on his nose. He shivered and shook from his head to his toes. And in spite of his discomfort, he didn't complain. His expression was jolly, and he paused to explain. He says, "I was moving this cargo and making good time, and I'd cover the country from desert to pine until across the border to this panhandle land and a southwestern norther committed stirring the sand. The temperature dropped more than 100 degrees. My team soon fled north where they'd less likely freeze." The old cowman had doubts about this strange little man, but in Southwest tradition, he put out his hand. "You can shake off your boots, you're welcome to stay, or we can help you be on your way." The answer came quickly in the twinkle of an eye. "I've got many a mile yet before the sun hits the sky. Can you find me a team? And I'll gladly pay, and then point my nose south and I'll be on my way." Well, the only critters we have that could pull a full load are those ornery longhorns, but they'd have to be showed. They ain't ever been hitched to a wagon with reins. There'd be too much trouble, and they're mighty short on brains. Well, they made us a very odd threesome as they went out on the range, the old cowhand and the youngster and the man that was so strange. Well, they saddled three broncs in the dark freezing night. With cold, stiffened fingers, they made the cinch tight. It took all three working more than an hour to hitch up the wagon in 2 rows of 4. The longhorns at first refused to obey, and then the strange little man tried to get underway. And then one lifted his head and gave out a bellow, and the rest, one by one, started to follow. The longhorns were straining and pulling together. They built up their speed just like a feather. On a strong gust of wind, their feet gave a bound, and then man, wagon, and longhorns all at once left the ground. Well, the old cowboy and the youngster stared up in surprise. A trick of the storm, maybe too much wind in my eyes. Those were their thoughts as they looked up in the sky. Any fool knew darn well that such things can't fly. The young cowboy grumbled as they moved toward the shack, and the old one stayed quiet pretty near all the way back. And when they reached their sod shanty and opened the door, they couldn't believe what they saw on the floor. There it was, a present, beautiful, 2 pairs of new boots with spurs made of silver, and with a note, but no clue as to who was the giver. But then they made out the words in that dim fireplace light. It read, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Well, as you can see, Christmas time is really for the kids. Can you remember when you could barely sleep a wink on Christmas Eve?
I could never get to sleep on the 24th of December, and I always would run downstairs at the break of dawn to see what Santa Claus had left for me underneath the tree.
Of course, Valerie, you already knew what Santa had left under the tree because you'd written Santa a letter and explained everything that you wanted weeks in advance. And if you were really lucky, you actually got to sit on Santa and Mrs. Claus's lap in person.
And Mr. and Mrs. Claus out at Santaland are truly the most wonderful people around.
I would like to hear your mustache. What are those?
A puppy dog. A puppy dog.
4-year-old Ashley Davis drew Santa Claus a picture of her Christmas tree. That way, Santa will know which tree to leave a Barbie doll under. She'll always remember this visit to Santaland because her father videotaped it. The memory of Santa Claus and Mrs. Santa Claus is also very clear to Ashley and 6-year-old Amanda Davis's parents because they sat on the same Mr. and Mrs. Claus's lap when they were their daughter's age.
Ever since I was little, it's always the same. They're always nice.
They're real sweet people.
They really are. They really are. Still are today.
Yeah, truly honest Mr. and Miss Santa Claus, aren't they?
What do you want Santa to bring you? He's gonna bring you a choo-choo train.
Close to 50,000 kids and parents visited Santaland this year. Santa says every year the kids get better.
And they get smarter and smarter. Santa has to think harder and harder to be ahead of them.
Santa says he can't give the children everything they want, but he does give them lots of his time.
And you want those airplanes pretty bad, don't you?
Yeah, rocket ship.
You're not going to the moon, are you, in that rocket ship? No. What?
I was amused the other night. I asked one of the little boys if he had his Christmas tree up, and he said no. And I said, you don't? He says, no. My mommy and I want it up, but my daddy just won't mind.
So what did you tell him?
I said, well, you just have to be patient with daddies.
No one is more patient than Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus. They've been at Santaland for 24 of its 31 years. They've been at work so long they were featured on ABC's Good Morning America Monday.
We know that you celebrated your 40th wedding anniversary last Monday, but instead of going out and celebrating privately, you were with the kids.
So how were they in New York and Santaland at the same time? It's the magic of Santa Claus. And Scott, for every kid who gets everything he or she wants for Christmas, there's always another child who might not get anything at all if it wasn't for a special group of Santa's helpers.
And the K-Mac family was glad to play the part of Santa's elves and help out the U.S. Marine Corps and their Toys for Tots campaign. Last week, K-Mac Studios looked like this, a child's dream. Thousands of toys being packed up and carted off to the Marine Corps reserves. The toys were literally thrown in a big pile until they could be separated for boys and girls and sorted by age. The Toys for Tots were then bagged with each child getting 2 or 3 toys and some stocking stuffers.
I'm famous today. Salazar. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
On Monday and Tuesday, parents lined up to pick up their children's bag full of goodies. Lots of anxious young children, like 11-year-old Luis Perez, waited patiently for their toys. But when the bag came, most had to leave with just a glimpse of what they might receive Christmas Day.
I like to help other people. This is my second year also, so I like to see, especially when the little kids come in, they see their smiling faces and everything.
2-year-old Randy was my favorite. I asked her what she wanted for Christmas, and she would just look at me and smile. I'm sure all the wonderful children who benefited from Toys for Tots will have a very Merry Christmas, thanks to all of you who helped.
A K-Mac Christmas Eve from our family to yours will continue in a moment.
Dip into the holiday spirit with something new. McDonald's Holiday Chicken McNuggets in festive 9 and 20-piece packs. Tasty chunks of chicken and 2 new sauces. Tangy cranberry with a twist of orange and sweet apple spiced with cinnamon. Better chime in before holiday McNuggets are gone.
The prices are great.
The best prices we've seen anywhere.
What are they talking about? The incredible end-of-year blowout at Big Sur Waterbeds.
I drove 45 miles and it was definitely worth it.
You'll save big on selected waterbeds and bedroom furniture.
We really saved a lot of money.
A real enjoyable experience.
We found exactly what we wanted here.
Once a year, we clear out the old merchandise to make room for the new. And that means big savings right now at Big Sur Waterbeds, America's largest bedroom specialist. 6211 Slide Road across from South Plains Mall in Lubbock.
We now continue with a K-Mac Christmas Eve.
Usually at this time on Christmas Eve, we find Don Morelli glued to his color radar scope, searching the skies for jolly old St. Nick and his 8 tiny reindeer.
Not
I haven't seen him tonight.
Who? Jolly old St. Nick?
No. John. Wonder where he is.
I don't know.
Santa? What are you doing here so early? It's only 10:15.
Don, I thought you were asleep. When everybody goes to sleep, I get busy.
Did you remember everything I've sent you for my list? I sent you a weather radar, weather graphics. Did you get that?
I think so, Don. I think I got everything on your list. Everyone was so good this year.
Would you like to stay for some cookies and milk?
Don, who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Santa. Can't you see him?
Well, it's a horrible night to be watching television. Television wasn't designed to be watched on Christmas Eve. This is a night when you ought to be going out and doing something special for your friends and your family. I haven't done my Christmas shopping yet. In fact, I'm really thinking a lot about my friends back at the stations, all my colleagues who are really special to me. I bet I can find something that will make a difference to them this Christmas. Okay, let's start out here in the newsroom. Here's Chip May. Hello, Chip.
Rick, you're an inspiration to us all.
Thanks, Chip. Here's your Christmas present. Merry Christmas.
What a guy.
$1 for Chip May.
What a guy.
Jeremy wants to say
Well, what do you
something to
know? It's Jeremy Maines.
Merry Christmas. Say it louder.
Merry Christmas, Jeremy.
Where's
Here's
your
a
dollar?
colorectal test tube for you. Merry Christmas.
What do you say?
Ho, ho, ho.
Thank you.
Don't scare that child, Rick.
Thanks, we need it for Mom.
Keith Williams. Merry Christmas, Keith.
Humbug.
Well, we know who...
We're always working this time of day, and you're always walking around doing these.
Why, it's Christmas Eve, Keith.
Oh, thank you, Rick.
Merry Christmas, Keith. And back we go this way. There's another photographer. And, of course, there's managing editor L.B. Elliott. Look at all the stuff on his desk.
I need all this stuff to do my job. This is
People magazines,
all important for
25, most intriguing people of 87.
Medical drugs. I have a lot of drugs here, you know, of all kinds.
Well, I tell you what, Larry, we all want you to have a Merry Christmas. So here's some aspirin. Larry's a busy man.
Thank you.
That ought to help you. More aspirin.
Tylenol. There was these were taken off the market a couple of years ago, I understand.
And what
kill you?
Well, Larry, that's hardly the thing we should discuss on New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve.
Happy present to me, a drug that could kill me.
Well,
I have questions about this.
Why don't you just leave them there on your desk?
Okay, I'll give them to anyone who has a headache.
Merry Christmas, Larry.
Merry Christmas to you, Rick. I'm glad to have them.
Ho, ho, ho. You know, there are some other employees here at KMAC, and we certainly need to go visit them as well. Down the hall we go.
Here's Ace. Did you see Ace back here?
Why, it must be A.C. Wimberly, station manager.
When did you turn cameraman?
Well, I'm giving Christmas gifts to all the employees here, Ace.
Wonderful.
Here, keys to my car, Ace.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too, ma'am. Greg McAllister.
I think you look better behind the camera.
Do you think so?
I think so.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Well, I'll tell you what, Greg, what I'm going to buy you for Christmas is a free day at a no-smoking clinic here in town. How's that?
That would be wonderful.
Stop in here in the traffic office. Is there anybody here?
No.
There's somebody back there. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
How's everything back here?
Fine.
Well, I'll tell you what we're doing for everybody in the traffic office. We're leaving a case of motor oil here at the front. We understand that's what keeps the traffic moving.
Oh, okay.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Hi, Don.
Go on there, Rick.
Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho. What do you think? White Christmas?
What do you think?
I mentioned you. You know everything.
Here it is, Christmas Eve.
Yeah, well, it does look like it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Don, we've got a very special gift for Christmas, a gift certificate. Here you go.
Gee, I could...
For roller skates.
Roller skates?
Roller skates.
Can I rent them there? I don't have a pair.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, you know, I usually ice skate. I don't know.
Well, you know, you usually ice skate with your shoes on, don't you?
Yeah, I can't stand up walking, so it's hard enough to skate.
Well, Merry Christmas, Don.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Well, my conscience is clear. It's Christmas, and everybody has a gift. Seriously, though, from my staff and my family, we all wish you a very, very Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year.
Funny, Uncle Jacket. I can't seem to divide them.
A KMAC Christmas Eve from our family to yours will continue in a moment.
Hi, I'm Billy Sims. Comfort Travel Trailers made a decision to close their Texas plant, and I bought all their Texas inventory. 65 trailers and fifth wheels. All but 3 are 88 model 18-foot trailers for only $69.95. Save over $6,000 on these 88 model 36-foot fifth wheels for only $19,950. Of all the great buys we've passed on to our customers through the years, this has to be the greatest. Hurry while the selection is good. Billy Sims Trailer Town, South Loop 289 in Lubbock.
Hello, I'm Robert Rose. To me, Christmas is the sound of carols, a beautiful Christmas tree, the excitement of children. At this time of year, people seem to be a lot more friendly, and there's a feeling of true interest in one another. Christmas, then, is not only important in its religious way, but also as a new chance for all of us again to learn, teach friendship and understanding. From all of us at Modern Chevrolet, Merry Christmas.
Something's happening, something special in the air.
Share the feeling, peace and love everywhere.
Something's happening for you and me.
Season's greetings
from K-Man.
All the best from us to you.
We now continue with a KMAC Christmas Eve.
And finally, on this Christmas Eve 1987, we want to thank you for joining our KMAC family for this Christmas Eve special. We want to especially thank the Starkey family as well for allowing us to use their home. There is so much love in this house.
There is, and as we all gather to celebrate the season, we'd like to close our show tonight by wishing you and yours the merriest of Christmases and the most happy New Year. Merry Christmas.
All right. Christmas carol time. Come on, hurry up. Let's go. Christmas carol.
You were married 4 years.
Okay.
You've been married, though. It's about time.
What a crew. It's Christmas carol time.